Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobby and this is Bobby Reads Tarot. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to do a reading for Putin. This is going to be Putin's energy for 2025 and we are going to look at his 12 astrological houses and pull a card for each one to get the energy of Putin for the year. Now this is not an astrological reading, okay? We're just using the houses as kind of our basis for pulling cards. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinions. Don't take these as fact. These are just my interpretations of the cards and the energy as I see it right now as we're doing the reading, okay? So this is going to be all about what Putin can expect for 2025. All right, you guys. I did a video like this also for Kamala Harris and for Donald Trump. So if you're interested in seeing these types of readings for them, the links are in the description box down below. We have that Three of Swords. I'm going to put that out as his main energy since we had a flyer. Okay. So here we go. We have the first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay. So main energy for 2025 is the Three of Swords reversed. The Three of Swords reversed can talk about experiencing heartbreak, experiencing grief, having a need for reconciliation, and have just a lot of arguments that are based on things that are really, really like matters of the heart, things that are really personal. There's going to be a lot of fights, a lot of contention and grief. Putin could even perhaps experience loss of someone that he loves, whether that be like a partner, a former partner, a child, someone close to him. So the first house is the house of self. It's the house of how you're perceived by other people. It's the physical you that you show to the world. And we have the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed is someone who's very, very critical with their words. They are very harsh with the things that they say. They have a very harsh temperament. They are bitter and they lack emotion. I think that's pretty spot on with the Putin that we see. So I don't see any big changes to how we're going to perceive him in 2025. I think it's going to be more of the same. Don't expect some big change from Putin. It's not going to happen. We're just going to continue to get more of what we're used to. The second house is the house of resources. It's the house of money. It's your possessions, okay? And the energy for Putin for 2025 is the Eight of Swords reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed is feeling confined and feeling trapped. It's going to be restrictions. It's going to be constraints. But when it's reversed, it can have this added element of it adding anger or regret or guilt to it as well. So there are going to be things that happen in 2025 that put restraints on Putin, what he's able to do. And he's going to find it incredibly frustrating, and it's going to anger him greatly. But there are things that are going to happen that are going to put him in a cage, essentially, to where he's limited to the things that he's able to do. So that's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see if it's going to be like sanctions, or if there's something that's going to happen in this Ukrainian war, or if it's going to be the finances of Russia. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Russia is not doing well economically. Putin's putting on this big, front that everything is fine, but their dollar is, well, their ruble is very close to collapsing. And we could see that collapse happen, and that could be something that essentially kind of limits what Putin's able to do, that kind of cages him in. So we may see that in 2025, the collapse of the monetary system in Russia. Okay, next we have the third house. The third house is the house of what you think. It's your internal communication. It's the house of communication. So it's how you communicate. And his communication is this King of Pentacles energy. He communicates through money and resources. He only wants to communicate with people who have money and resources. And for him, it's like money talks. It's literally the King of Coins is the King of Money, and it's his house of communication. So if you have money, he's willing to listen. He's going to communicate with you. But if you can't benefit him, then he's not interested in communicating with you at all. He's looking for, everything he does is about benefiting him in some way. He doesn't like to spend any time engaged in any activity that does not benefit him in some way financially. And that's going to be his continued MO through 2025. He's going to continue to operate by that philosophy. The fourth house, we have the Nine of Coins, or the Nine of Pentacles reversed. This is the house of family and home, okay? So when the Nine of Coins or Nine of Pentacles is reversed, it's a feeling of not being worthy. It's also a feeling of ego. It's dissatisfaction. It can be depression. It can also be longing. He has a real lack in his home life. He doesn't have a traditional home life. He doesn't have traditional relationships with people. And I think also the home life he had as a child has greatly impacted him. And those things he carries with him are going to continue to impact him in 2025. So we're going to see just a continued unhappy, discontent Putin, because things at home are going to be out of balance. His ego, he puts before his relationships with those in his life, people he loves. I don't know. I think he has a child. I don't know if he has more than one child, but I feel like it gets in the way of his relationships with his children, with any partner he has. Yeah, it's not going to be a good home life for 2025 for Putin. Okay, now we're moving on to the fifth house. And the fifth house is the house of, it's your creative energy. It's your house of pleasure. It would relate to the sacral chakra, okay? And we have this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is all about putting forward ideas. It's about being unstoppable. So he's going to have ideas that he wants to put forth in 2025, and he's not going to let anyone stop him, whether they are good ideas or bad ideas. Okay? This is about being aggressive. This is about being a warrior, and this is about being an opponent. So when it comes to whatever it is he wants to do, he is going to do it. He's going to create whatever it is he wants to create. And I feel like this is very much him just kind of taking what he wants. I feel like he just doesn't really let anything stop him. He just kind of says, this is mine. I'm taking it. That's it. Like, end of story. Okay, so now we're moving on to the sixth house, which is the house of health. The house of health, this is also the house of job and the house of career. We have the 10 of Swords. This is dead-end choices. This is being defeat, and this is dramatic endings. I'm wondering if he's going to be taken out as president. This is endings of a career. This is endings of health. This could literally be the end of his life. So we could potentially see an assassination in 2025 for Putin. Or, I guess it could be natural causes and things like that. I don't know why I said assassination. I just really got the feeling that it is assassination. Yeah, I think Putin might pass in 2025. We'll see if that comes true. Okay, moving on to the seventh house. The seventh house is the house of partnerships. It's the house of love. It's the house of romance. And we have the lovers reversed. So clearly, there's going to be issues in partnerships. I'm wondering if I don't think he's married, but I think he has a long term partner. And I'm wondering if he's going to split from her this year. And again, I'm kind of getting that vibe with Trump where it's either going to be, where she leaves or they split up, or it's going to be their split because he passes. There was a prophecy by someone, I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Nostradamus or if it was that Baba something lady. But there was a prophecy that two leaders will be struck down on the same day, one in the morning, one in the evening. Wouldn't that be interesting if that prophecy was talking about Putin and Trump? That would be really interesting. But I see separations in his personal relationships for 2025. There's nothing that's like coming together for him as far as that goes. For the eighth house, that's the house of changes, the house of things to come. And we have the King of Swords reversed. This is being manipulated. This is a misuse of power. So he's either going to be manipulating or manipulated when it comes to 2025. And that manipulation is going to cause some kind of a change. The King of Swords reversed is someone who is a destructive influence, is someone who's unyielding. There's a man that's going to come in that's going to completely upend Putin's world and is going to cause massive changes. He's going to come in with a sword. I'm seriously feeling like Putin is going to be assassinated in 2025. Okay, let's keep going. We have the ninth house. The ninth house is the house of knowledge. It's the house of spirituality. And we have the Seven of Wands reversed. Seven of Wands reversed talks about doubting yourself. It talks about a fear of failing. And it can talk about like the ego and relying on external praise. I feel like everything that's driving him is ego related. So I don't think he has much of a sense of spirituality because I think everything is so focused on himself. And, I don't know Putin. I'm not a professional. I can't diagnose him or anything like that. But I'm wondering if there are some personality issues there, like, narcissistic personality disorder or some type of like, I don't know, what's it called? Like different kinds of personality disorders. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but I feel like that is where he gets his sense of purpose and his sense of value for things that like give him that spiritual fulfillment. And that's really sad because I feel like he's very vacant inside. He's just kind of, there's not a lot of soul there, I guess. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting when it comes to that. The 10th house is the house of social status. It's the house of ambitions, and it's the house of his career. So we have the Knight of Wands, and this is being rash. This is being impulsive. This is rushing into something. He's a thrill seeker. He's very ambitious, but he's going to rush something and it's going to affect his career. Something is going to be done in some kind of haste. And there could be an offer coming for him. Someone might be giving him an offer that's like too good to refuse. It's going to be something to do with obviously government. So someone's going to come in with an offer, and I think he might rush his answer or his response. And I'm wondering if that's what will lead to an ultimate downfall of him. So now we're going to move on to the 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of community, it's the house of allies, and it's the house of friendships. And we have the King of Wands here as well. There's a lot of Wands energy. Well, no, I guess not more than anything else. Actually, there's more Swords energy. Swords is air. I wonder if he's an air sign. That's Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Is Aquarius the other air sign? I believe it is. Okay. So the King of Wands, this is what he's going to see with his relationships, with his friendships. This is about leadership. This is about being a visionary. The King of Wands is someone who is also an authoritarian figure. So he's going to remain that authoritarian figure in his friendships. I think we're going to see a continuation in 2025 where Putin's going to continue. It's going to be business as usual. I don't think anything is going to be a big change or very earth-shattering in 2025 in regards to who his allies are. I think it's just going to be more of the same. The allies are not changing in 2025. And the 12th house is the house of challenges and losses. It's also the house of the subconscious. And it's really interesting because he got the Magician card. The Magician is the ultimate alchemist. This is power. This is action. So he is, I mean, down to his core, down to his subconscious. He is about power and action. He's about alchemizing things, taking something and turning it into something else. He's a lot of smoke and mirrors. He's very much a showman. And I think that is who he is to his core. And as far as losses and challenges, I feel like this Magician could be talking about, when it comes down to it, there's going to be things that he actually needs to perform, and it's smoke and mirrors, and he can't actually do it. And that's what's going to lead to challenges in 2025, because the things that he thinks he can do, he can't do. You know, as much as he wishes he were, you know, invincible, at the end of the day, he's still human. I wonder if he is part of any type of secret society, like, you know how there's the Freemasons, there's the Knights Templar. I'm wondering, I'm getting a weird feeling that there's some kind of a connection to some kind of an organization like that for Putin. If anyone knows if he's connected to some kind of, like, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know, can I say the word Illuminati on YouTube? I don't know if you can say that or if you get flagged, but anyway, I get the feeling he's part of, like, some kind of group like that. Okay, you guys, so this was my Astro House reading for Putin for 2025. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're ever curious to know what decks I use, the link to my website is in the description box down below. And on my website, I have all of the decks shown there that I use on YouTube, as well as links of where you can buy them online. Also, in the description box down below is the link to join my members-only Bobby Bestie Club. In that club, you have access to members-only live readings where you get to ask your questions, and I pull cards for you. We have one coming up December 16th. I'm really excited about it. So if you want to participate, please be sure to join. And finally, if you are interested in subscribing, click that little circle right there. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.